literally coming out, running their mouth and telling you they know more than you. You know, so, but you in that position. You see what I'm saying? They know more than you. You know, so that's a place to listen. But you get them all the time is, what's your vision? Your vision can't be when they start talking about just their kid, then you already know what you're dealing with. Because the vision has to be you play a team sport. So the vision has to include other components. You see what I'm saying? So my development has to be the development of the child, but it also has to be the development of the child being able to understand that I work as a moving part and a component of an engine, a machine that can be great. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, you have to work. You got to find a mentality. We have lost our way with understanding the mentality of a great basketball player. Everybody up in here, one thing I know y'all know, y'all have seen the talent that has ran through this area. There's no talent. We can compete against any state on the people that have played in our area. So we've seen greatness. Like some of the stuff that I tell people, they can't believe it. I didn't sat in a gym in EC playing the number 1 and 2 teams in Indiana, and there's 9,000 people up in there. And the game was won on the last second call. You know what I'm saying? But it was 9 D1s and 3 pros on that floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there on the bench. I'm like, whoa, this is great. You know what I'm saying? But
what's up, y'all? It's your boy Montreal here. I hope you guys can hear everything. If not, I'm going to move the person that's going to be doing some stuff. I'm going to move it a little bit closer towards the mic. This is talking sports and mentoring all of our young people. So let's listen to this. I'm going to move the person closer to my mic so you can also hear what he is talking about too. But just enjoy. Let's talk.
That's it. My job, and I just learned this today. I just learned this last night because I'm back in the game. But I learned this last night. Like, parents are so off the chain now. And they go ahead. But when I came in, with Coach Heflin and all that, man, it's your way or the highway, man. You know what I'm saying?
Leo, get your stuff.
Coach Heflin was my
because he's going to sit there. Get your drink too. Get your drink.
Remove myself away from Coach Heflin because Coach Heflin had his vision, and I had a vision, and so I had to say, like, to me, one of the greatest coaches ever. I had to go this way because I wanted to do something different. You know what I'm saying? But I took, like, you, my mentor. I'm taking everything. Yeah. I'm taking your soul. Doing it your way. I'm you. But I'm going to add a little flavor, extra little spice to it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do it. But you didn't tell me the roadmap. You gave me the way to be great all the time. You know what I'm saying? The blueprint. You gave me that. But now I'm dealing with parents who, because they get invited to, or these NIL guys, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. They tell me I'm going to get you into Pangos. Or, I'm going to get you into these camps, which they ain't even high level, they regional camps now. Like the big
What's up, y'all? Thanks for watching the Cybership Table.
Or
God Talk. We're going to do both. Or just listening in and doing a lot of good things. So I hope you guys can hear me. And if you guys can't, because I'm talking really close to the mic. So I'm going to get the person talking a little bit closer to the mic so you guys can hear. Welcome to the Cybership Table.
It's hard for me, as a coach from my past and everything, to hold a hand out and say, okay, let's talk about it a different way. Now they literally, like, basically telling me, you better play my kid.
You gonna leave?
Or I'm going, they don't even say but you already said
yeah, you already know.
So I'm looking like, man, and that's why you gotta have, like, with your coaching staff or the people around you,
now everybody is moving now, going to the suburbs, or they moving for a better opportunity, or they saying our coaches are too hard on our babies. You know, I'm gonna get frustrated because I said to myself, you can see it because the Valpo talent is increasing. Chesterton, Highland, Hanover Central, St. John. That was never heard of.
Yeah.
You grew up in the inner city, you stayed in the inner city. Now you grew up in the inner city, you want to be hard on my son? I'm taking him to Highland. I'm taking him to Munster. Better opportunity, better growth, better exposure.
Okay, I'm not gonna say what. If I go to East Chicago, no matter way, people don't even know that. Like I was born in EC.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from EC, but they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? They forget that I was born. You know what I'm saying? That's my people. You know, all up and down there. You know, but when you go to EC, and I'm talking about us because I'll say this, and I said this: the only communities in the state of Indiana that Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, they fear is Gary and East Chicago. I ain't gonna say nothing about Hammond; they ain't there yet. But Gary and East Chicago, they know that those two communities, it's the mentality, it's the breeding, it's bred in your head to fight to the finish. Okay, and Indianapolis is afraid of that. So when I ask people, man, just drive around your community, man. Just drive around the G, drive around EC, drive around Hammond. What do you see? Then drive out in Crown Point. It ain't that they gonna take their kids there. Man, we don't invest. Like we ain't got one damn gym that we can go to in the middle of the night.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Not one, but we got these boats. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice sweatshirt, but the facility and the organization, like gentlemen who gonna organize and be fair and not take a handout, but really run the ship the way the ship in the man. We got pros that's running around here, right? Like we can put out more pros, more high-level athletes, but you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem, man. We can't work together. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want. And so guess who gets hurt? Go bigger than that.
Yeah.
The community. The community over a couple of people. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people. You know that can move the needle and say, man, I can get some resources. Let's build us something big up around here, like a gym, and house some kids, and then organize, get these kids training on a regular basis. That's the only thing. Like that's what's Crown Point got. All kids, man. You ain't never seen Crown Point with that many brothers. And Crown Point, and they all come from, urban areas. Urban areas.
And that's pick back off that. When he was coming and telling my kid was growing up, he said, "Hey, let me know. I'll open the gym. Whatever time. If y'all want to come at 9:30, let me know." He didn't say he wanted anything. He didn't say he wanted this space up front. And I'm training these kids. He opened the gym. My kids love. He and my son loving basketball, which was a big thing back then because he thought he was on football. But we need that opportunity for the space to give these kids a place to go to when they want to train. And
we have it. The problem is you got to jump through hoops.
There you go.
You got to do so much red tape.
Yeah.
My belief is if you're a head coach, Chicago have is one high school. You're the head coach of the varsity at Chicago High School. Everything basketball runs through you.
That's right.
That's just my belief.
That's right.
But he has to go through too much red tape. We have 4 brand new elementary schools with gyms.
Mm-hmm.
We have that big state-of-the-art high school, brand new gym floor, courts upstairs. We have 2 junior,
Two junior
high schools.
Mm-hmm.
The gyms is not even being used. But what happens is everybody give up and say, look, I don't feel like going through what I have to go through to get a gym open.
It is hard to get to go through that red tape.
But if you really, we have people that say we care about the kids, we care about the kids, we care about the kids. No, you don't care about the kids. But that's because you won't open up the gym, allow me to open up the gym to provide an outlet
But election time, they all about the kids. They're
And
they're
that's
sure they pay.
but that's the problem, and we just throw our hands up and give up and say, I'm not going to fight with them just to go through and get a gym opened up to have these kids that come to try to get better.
I'm 60.
But at the same time, you want them win.
Look, I'm 62 years old. I gave up a while ago. I admit. But I used to have.
But that's
Night,
what we
remember,
do.
I used to have a night gym open. Come up there, we play basketball at night.
We were just talking about that. We had a janitor that would open up Terry Dodge.
And he.
Oh
he
yeah,
got a phone.
I remember that.
He got a
And
phone.
we used to go
He got
in
a
there.
phone.
I remember
we used
that.
to have Gus Wright and Dino. We used to have Tony Harris. We was in the 7th, 8th grade. Tony Harris,
Mhm.
Dr. Pollard, they were bringing these guys back from college. And we in the 7th, 8th grade, they was going to have one or two of us on the team with
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
But he was opening up that gym. We get in there and get some run in
Mhm.
and be done.
Yes.
But now, the head coach can't even
Over the gym.
open the gym. And he's the head coach.
Right.
Like I say, everything basketball in East Chicago should run through him. Boys basketball, same thing with girls.
So it goes back again to you. We know that there's red tape involved with school structures. There's a lot of things that can occur. There's an altercation there or some, and that goes back on should the school jeopardize
Yeah.
their facilities for recreation? Because that's what it is. It's recreation. The school has a responsibility for it to maintain its facilities, which is hard as heck to get to a certain level for their community. Okay, so therefore I'm going beyond that because when you go to Crown Point, they ain't up in their high school.
Yeah, they got.
They outside of their high school. When you go to these other communities, they got field houses. Where's the field house in East Chicago? You know what I'm saying?
He went with the community center.
There you go. But it do the
I approached him when he was building. I said, listen, build a field house.
Yeah.
It's going to bring money in.
Mhm.
You get kids place to play outside of the school. You can be trained. You can do all this stuff.
Yep.
He shot down. He said, no. I said, I'm big on the community. This is where it's at. We're going to put one on this side of town, one on that side of town.
Guys, go ahead and comment and text
Yeah.
if you guys got any questions
So-
or things like
so that's
that.
what
This is for everybody.
That's
Enjoy.
what I'm
I know you
saying.
can
That's
hit
what
a lot of
I'm-
people,
that-
but a
that's
lot
what-
of people are talking, and we're talking about sports and baseball here.
Mhm.
This is hosted from the barbershop.
The whole mission was to conquer and divide, and that's what happened, right? So now nobody want to fight no more. You still got to fight. It can't be that I'm giving up.
Yeah.
You still have to fight because that was the whole mission to divide it, right? So we can't do the things we used to do, right? Like you said, once upon a time, these was the most feared areas. Always, you go way back to the 70s. This was the most feared area in the state. Well, they hated to see us coming up 65.
Yeah. It's and believe it or not, this is still the most feared area. It's just we're unorganized.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? We remember that. We don't have our best kids don't play with each other in the off season. Our best kids don't train with each other in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we're not organized. And you can't. The one thing I tell people now, that they argue with me, and I'm going on the political side. I'm jumping politics right now, but hang around a lot of people who who talk politics, and I get to disguise myself and be on the other side. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I just get to listen, and I listen. And what is the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans? Okay, one got a game plan, and one is all over the place, unorganized. Okay, so the game plan. Remember this: when you face a coach who got a game plan to beat you, 9 times out of 10, we just gonna say 90%, 80%, 70%. I still got a plus. I'm gonna beat you. See what I'm saying? Because I got a game plan, and if I can execute, if everybody in this room execute their position in that game plan, ooh, it look good. And we argue over here. The opponent is arguing amongst themselves. We can't find ourselves. We ain't got no game plan, man. What's the game? So what do they teach you? Go to school board meetings. You know what I'm saying? None of us, how many of y'all been to a school board meeting? Like on a regular basis? You know what I'm saying? How many of us go to, to find out what the school system is even doing with your tax dollars? What are we doing? But we want to talk that. We talk to be on that athletic side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the educational side, we just complain about it. We don't go and put our voice. These powerful men that got a voice in their community. You've been paying taxes, but man, since you got a job, you know what I'm saying? But we don't ever go to where they organize and even get a contingent of people. If all of us walked in a school board meeting one time, the first thing they're going to do is notice. They're going to look, man, where they come from? You know what I'm saying? And so then when we start telling them, now you can move people's thoughts and opinions into what you want. You see what I'm saying? Because they going to do what, we need a community center. Well, that's because the people that want a community center was at the damn school board meeting or at the council meeting pushing their agenda.
Yeah.
So we wasn't there. So we sitting back, man, damn, why they build this? Man, shut up. You wasn't even there. They gonna do what the people, so they represent all the people. There's 3 people for a community center. And you know, and then we just complaining. We in the barbershop. Damn, you know why they build a community and they didn't even put a gym in there. You know, well, because we wasn't present. You have to have a game plan. We cannot continue to say we gonna compete. Man, I'm not trying to be in no school all the time. I gotta use what I got right now, but I'm like all for we need a huge gym. Because guess what? When's the last time there's been an AAU tournament? Why we gotta travel? Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Milwaukee. We ain't had no AAU tournament. Why can't we get some organized where we have a huge AAU tournament? We using Bowman's gym, EC's gym, Westside's gym. We using all of them, and they getting rooms here, hotels. We making that, and we putting that. Listen, I'm going to just say this real quick, man. This is how crazy this stuff is. So the Charlie Hughes game, I think you might have worked at, Clint. The Charlie Hughes game down in Indianapolis was a little small event. Now, the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association has made it almost mandatory for girls and boys basketball teams to be there. They're charging a little over $300-something per school for its members. Okay? Just you count that money. Okay? It costs like $25, $30, or I'll give them $10 to get in there. Okay? It's also in conjunction with the top 100 camp. So they got all these people down there. So you bring in your team. Every school in Indiana, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4, you got to play. Every boys, every girls team, you in there. So that's the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association. So they make all this money off of all these school corporations. We can't organize, and basketball, I don't know if you've been to some AAU tournaments, but they $50 a watt to get in on the weekend. The whole weekend, they $50 a watt. Man, our kids can't afford that. Our parents can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Field house.
Yes.
Maryville.
Uh-huh.
Closed. I brought it to a good friend of mine, Gus. We was talking about it. We're only talking Lake County now.
Okay.
I'll go to the course.
Okay.
It's amazing all these athletes with financial wealth could have purchased that field house. That was the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I came out of Highland Community Center in the field house.
Yeah.
Before I started moving up the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you got the courts still open. Robbie Humble, Scott family, a lot of them invest into the courts.
Okay.
See the difference? Lake County, allegedly Democratic County, Porter County, Republican County.
Okay.
Courts still open, field house closed.
Yeah.
And when the field house opened, the courts had basically almost shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody ran over there to the field house.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as that field house closed, and they was having to turn it back up in there again.
Mm-hmm.
Then Crown Point opened they field house.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shut down.
The division.
But the thing is it's like you say, divide and conquer. They don't want us all in one area. They want us to be going to their area spending. They want money in their area. Even like with the city employees, East Chicago Hammond, basically you can live in Valpo and be a supervisor in East Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You try to live in East Chicago and be a supervisor in Valpo, it ain't gonna work. So at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on Columbus Drive and then after Boulevard, all you see is tail lights leaving. That's money leaving your community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't stop at McDonald's. They don't stop at the
They're not.
Romeoville Community Center. I mean,
Exactly.
they're at community center.
They're
Yeah.
Not in high school.
Yeah.
That's why I was when's the last time we had one?
We have not had a AAU tournament, and I think maybe Jawan the one at Bowman, J. Rock the one at Bowman, but we haven't had those, and that goes back to we don't have a dedicated space. Like even Eric, he just said, they closed the courts in Maryville again. Why haven't we put the resources together to open up a facility that can benefit because this is what I do know. Everybody that's up in here, we make an appearance up in this place, to make sure. And if we got it organized the right way, all of us would be involved with kids in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In our spot. You know what I'm saying? We might even have you set it up the way you want it. We might have a barber shop up in there. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You set it up the way, but we need one that services so we don't have to keep traveling miles and miles. Look at the facility. They got the facility over there in Hammond. You talking about red tape, man. Go ahead and try and use that facility out there in Hammond. They see you coming, they like block. You know what I'm saying? But they'll let people come over there. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it works. Yeah, that's Toy, because again, Toy Baylor. Toy Baylor is like an icon as far as running a U-turn, but there's no venues here. You know what I'm saying? So she's all the way in Chicago. She's made connections and with people in Chicago that negotiate deals for her to run tournaments for their community centers over there. I mean,
She's the money maker.
Oh yeah,
she recruits. She gets top talent.
Yeah, she transitioned.
We've seen them all.
Yes.
And she a female.
Yeah, and she's a female.
And she be running.
And so those are the things like I said, we're still doing it the old way, where these other communities they saw, like we talked about the red tape with EC. They saw the red tape with trying to deal with schools, and they said, you know what, we gonna just build us something over here. They got indoor soccer, indoor baseball, and Crown Point now. Man, that's ridiculous. You can't even go baseball. Once again, we had athletes that could compete. Man, we can't even do that no more in baseball. Soccer, we don't have soccer is irrelevant in Gary. There's no place. We haven't even taken the time to decide. Man, we missing a whole group of a generation of kids who faster, stronger than everybody, and we ain't teaching them how to play soccer.
And there's a shift in the atmosphere that's happening real fast.
Yeah.
Because the Railcats, Gary,
Mm-hmm.
with no other baseball team around here.
No.
Chicago got one.
Okay.
Whitey got one.
There you go.
Munster got one.
Mm-hmm.
Crown Point got one. LaPorte got one.
Wow.
When I go to Gary to watch baseball, we'll keep that money in our account.
Exactly.
So here's a question I have, and I'm a baseball person. And by the way, y'all also on my YouTube channel, so guys, just get your hands up about that. But most is like, how can we expire? Because right now we got a lot of the kids who plays most of these sports. All they do is sit at home and play video games all day. How, as us, all of us are probably coaches and probably umpire this, refereeing that. How can we inspire them to get back out there to do this?
It's organization.
Yeah, or put on an event. But with that, we all sit here. It's like, all right, we're gonna put on this event. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna do this and this. But then it comes to the point, well, how are we gonna keep the money in our community? Because a lot of people out there, even in our community, our own self, rather go take their kids to play with the white boys because they have that money, and we sit there and say, yeah, we can like go ahead and play with them. But then we say we need to put the money here. But how?
Here's what you got to do too. We got to start making it more compatible in our own backyard.
Yeah.
So they won't leave. Before AAU, Munster wasn't even registering.
No.
We played Munster. We like, hell, we can sit down after the first half.
Yeah.
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 But when there's an AAU, they started learning. They started learning that they're not afraid of us anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
They found out Charles Ricks is just an average guy.
Yeah.
We seen him, dunking on blah, blah, and we were scared. But after we done played with him, we were like, oh, he's not a bad guy. There's no reason to be afraid. Schools like Munster, Lake Central, they wouldn't come to East Chicago or Hammond or Gary because of the fear. There's going to be a hostile crowd. They're going to get beat, which they don't want on their record. And they're going to look bad. Because we didn't fear them. Now, they're one of the top schools to be feared. Why?
Yeah.
Because they learned our style of ball because we taught it to them. Like I said, you take that fear away from somebody,
I would rest assured that the Rexplex Center in Wisconsin, I mean, these are places that's a couple hours driving distance. You know?
Right.
Different venues in Chicago, right off of
103rd.
100. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. These places are not just built for the benefit of your kid getting in school. There's a financial return
Yes.
on these venues that's
Yeah.
being constructed.
Uh-huh.
We don't have that mindset before we can even get the kid to come to the venue.
Right.
We gotta have people in places to understand that yes, the side effect would be getting kids educated, getting kids in school, giving
Right.
kids an opportunity to, portray their talent. But if you want to be, just selfish as a politician, look at the millions of dollars that's going to be put into your community.
Right.
It's no different from these casinos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
These casinos ain't being built so you can go get rich and hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
They're being built to draw individuals to bring some green into that community. And if we had that mindset and the fall back
Yeah.
or the fall out could
Right.
be on the kids' educations and
Right.
the opportunity to, portray their talents, that's a start.
Yeah.
Right.
We just got a disconnect, and
Yeah.
it still stems all the way full circle back to what you said, Coach Boyd. Individuals that have a plan and individuals that don't have a plan.
Right. Yeah.
And the,
Everybody had a lane and stayed in their lane. Everybody want to be in charge.
Right.
That's the problem. We can't have,
Too many.
boy has the vision. Hey man, let's buy into his vision. And everybody play their part. Now you're talking about organization. Everybody play their role. Now don't get in my way. Let me do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Everybody
Because
wanna
I
take face out
specialize.
their
I
side.
specialize here, so let me work here. So
Yes.
they're not gonna have their kids being a part of something that's organized. A lot of our unorganized. And a lot of our parents see that. And they want their kids, anybody that care about their kids want better for their kids.
Yeah.
So they gonna take them out. So what do? We gotta get into these, we got to try to convince these parents, man. That's probably the hardest thing to do is to if we're organized and the parents see us organized, it'll be easier for the parents to buy in.
Right.
What we sell, if that makes sense.
the parents buying in, it's easy when you are organized. When you can start, one of us in here can start a league, and if you started a league and you had 5 or 6 kids that were elite, it's a buzz. There's a buzz. You know what I'm saying? When they come in, they see how you operate, your system, how things operate. Then now they're bringing more kids. Okay, they're bringing more and more kids. It's just very important for us, like, to get something started here on a higher level. Like, I'm just gonna say for Gary. They're building this YMCA. They're building it as a part of. Again, you're gonna have more red tape. It's just gonna be red tape. You're not gonna be able to throw tournaments every week. We need a space if our kids are gonna play. And again, these people, Crown Point, they've taken over high school football because
Yeah.
they've invested in facilities. Do you guys know? I'm all over the place here.
No,
Do
it's
you
good.
guys
Yeah.
understand that? And do you
Yeah.
understand that? Like, I ask every coach. Like, I travel the country. I get a chance to travel the country and go to different events and coach at different events. And I see, like, I run a league now, but I do it out in Michigan City. It's at my middle school that I work at. But it's real simple, and even how we substitute, you never come out of the game. So like when your kid signs up, your kid is on a group of 5. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 5 players. There's no halftime. They play constantly because the pace of the game is like this. That 24-second shot clock gonna go down to 20 seconds in just a second. You know what I'm saying? They're making the game faster and faster. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make sure that you can handle physicality. So as a referee, we swallow the whistles. So we're teaching mentality. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're teaching you how to get the shit beat out of you, hammered, and not say nothing. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Because now the onus is on discipline. You know what I'm saying? Can you play at this high level? Because we're talking about an industry where people are signing $300, $400 million contracts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, not only that, Indiana is about to be a part of it because they just sued in Ohio, and now you can do NILs in high school. So it's coming. You see what I'm saying? So now you're gonna have, and let's really be honest. I'm telling you now, like on the high level, and I'm saying this to everybody, like the high man is that you gotta have a gangster mentality.
Right.
You gotta be a straight up, for real. I'm just gonna leave it there. Gangster mentality, because all the people who involved with high level kids, they got people that's different. Let's put it that way. That's involved with them.
You all over the place. I want to go right back to
Go ahead.
the YMCA and Gary.
Mhm.
And you said it's going to be red tape. Is it only going to be red tape for tournament aspect of it because of the history of us
Mhm.
at tournaments in
Yeah.
the past couple of years?
Yeah.
The brawl in Toledo, Ohio,
Mhm.
the fight at the course, the fights over here,
Yeah.
at Romeoville, the joy of the game. That's the only red tape you think?
Nope.
Or just red tape in general?
It's red tape in general, because again, the YWCA, what is their clientele? Start with their clientele. That's a community based, you know what I'm saying? So you got the elderly up in there. When we have an AAU tournament, it's be contentious up in there. The dude over here told me, y'all should have been playing. You ever been to an AAU tournament?
It gets crazy.
This person over here with his team, he's going on this mentality over here. This mentality, and then on top of that, it's a lot of kids that don't use the garbage cans. They throw their stuff right on the ground. You know what I'm saying? They in front of your facility. They doing all kind of different things. So you got to take out. That's where the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys get a chance, watch this movie World War Z, because.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay, so did you see when they had their board meeting? They
Yeah.
had their meeting, and so in that board meeting, is one person. No matter how good our idea is, one person got to disagree with us, and he got to tell us why he did. Like, one person go, man, I don't agree with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna tell you why, because man, when you forgot all these people gonna be in front of the building, all these, you telling us why. So now, guess what? We covering every base. But because if all of us agree, then we not gonna figure out the stuff that until later.
Right.
So you gotta have people that disagree with what you believe in, so you can cover every base. Man, it's a lot. So I'm like, okay, and that's just moving slow. How we can stop this whole as far as basketball in this community until we get the people in place to develop talent. There is a lack of skill in Northwest Indiana, and the people in the state of Indiana understand and know that. They know that you don't have the skill. East Chicago just had a team that could have won a state championship, but the lack of discipline, the lack of understanding, the lack of high-level competition, that we can't prepare for Indianapolis playing these schools around here.
Correct. All right, so
We cannot.
go ahead,
We
go ahead.
cannot. You can't go down there though. What's the closest area that we gonna have to playing competition that is on the elite? Man, Indianapolis, listen guys, them guys in the gym every night till 12, 1 o'clock at night. They can go anywhere. And in Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers,
Yeah.
man, you go to them. They got Myers in their own neighborhoods. Like, you walk out your front door, you can go to the grocery store. Like, they understand. And I told people this, like, 7 to 10 years ago, I said, man, if we don't start like humping, like Indianapolis see what winning a state championship do for your learning environment. They see what winning championships, man, people don't care about, this is, education has shifted. People don't care about your A schools, they care about your athletic program. What can you offer? We already behind the 8 ball, we don't offer soccer. Okay, so now you missing that kid that's a soccer player, you can forget, I can't go to your school, Coach Boyd. You don't have it. So we got to go over here. You missing all them kids. Well, you missing the kid. You don't have in Northwest Indiana now, we're talking about being kids. Girls basketball. It's
missing
getting
those kids,
irrelevant.
yeah.
We can't, I got to send my kid over here to Portage because they got 20 girls. Y'all got 5.
Or I have them concentrate on volleyball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even
You
volleyball.
don't have a basketball program.
And you don't have a volleyball program so now look at that. How many sports were we missing kids?
Yeah.
So now you only got the kids that gotta go to your school.
And the new talk is reclassification.
There you go.
For what? Ain't shit around here. Reclassifying for what?
I used to think like you.
Come on. The point I'm making is this ain't Indianapolis, this ain't Chicago, New York, that you got to reclassify or whatever it may be. Now that's the new talk now. Out of 94 feet to East Chicago.
Yeah.
To Gary.
Mhm.
And I'm saying to myself, damn, who started this trend?
No, this trend started like 7 years ago in Cali.
But look how hard it's hitting now. In our
That's because
backyard.
we always, if you watch the old Colors movie, man, they was wearing white tees 10, 15 years before we got on white tees.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It start way out there. If you know somebody that live out there, they can catch you. Hey, man, this was coming down the pipeline. Man, you better jump on this. Man, your son good as hell, but he ain't grew yet. So sit him down for a minute, homeschooling for a minute. So then he come in and remember, we want our kids. Yes, I started way before then. You right. We want your kid up here. They put your kids in school early, man. They put you. Yeah, Shane Powell. Yeah.
Speak. One of the baddest power forwards that came through this area, in my opinion.
Shane, he was a guard. Shane,
No,
you talking about Luke? You like Luke Herringody.
No. Which one?
Luke Herringody with the red. That's Andrean.
There was Luke too, but I'm
Luke.
saying.
Shane was a guard.
Shane was a guard. He played big at Andrean.
Yeah.
But when he got to college, he went to a guard.
Yeah.
I'm only talking Andran though.
Yeah.
He was strong. Shane Powell. Okay.
Shane Powell, Luke
That's just me.
Herringody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. It's been before 7, 10 years. But the bottom line is that's a reality here. You know what I'm saying? Holding kids, and that's once again your handlers. You know what I'm saying? There are people who know what's coming down the pipeline. Then everybody's kid not gonna be a pro. You know what I'm saying? But your kid can be close to the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But don't, like these trainers now, they training your kid that, man, make your kid the best you can, but be honest with the parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I dislike. Everybody want to put a YouTube video because honestly, that's what our kids don't read books.
No.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
respond
They look
to
at their
video.
phone. I had to change my whole way of coaching because I give information to read. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you, like I'm coming in, I'm giving you information. They looking at me like they respect me, so they gon', like, I had to ask my assistant coach, my young coach, I said, man, do you think they can understand? I asked the same thing, coach. Do they understand? We doing diagrams. But, so instead of, like, diagramming plays, I have to videotape the play and then send it to them. They'll watch that play 200 times, on their phone.
Yeah.
But if you're a coach that's like drawing plays on a board, you have to like literally show them how to do that, how to understand, or
a
else
different way of
our kids are going to be behind. You see what I'm saying? They're doing that elsewhere. Like I'm gonna go back to the football thing. So everybody around here, why hasn't football teams? Well, we don't have the resources. Okay, not one program. I'm talking about Michigan City, LaPorte. We can go all the way to Chesterton. The only program that I know of that has a dedicated quarterback coach is who? Crown Point.
Mhm.
And that's the most important position in football. You don't have you my quarterback, man. You go over here. You over here with somebody who you talking to on a regular basis. Y'all working on y'all 3-step, 7-step. All these drops are and most important, another thing. It's a $6,000 investment. You ain't serious about football if you ain't got no jug machine that throw the football 70 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour, making your wide receivers catch the ball 100 times, 1,000 times. Man, shut your ass up. I mean, for real. You ain't talking about no. Man, that's what I'm saying. I sit back and listen to these coaches talk, man, and I'm going out here spending. I got 3 shooting machines. I got 3 shooting machines that I bought myself. Man, the school ain't gonna buy that.
No.
Every time I tell them, hey, man, they make I'm like, hey, I need a shooting machine. Why? Because you can't rebound the ball no more, man. You can't stand in the gym with your girl or your coach. Man, that stuff is taxing. This machine don't get tired. Yeah. So if I can teach my kid how to shoot the ball, they shooting 1,000 shots a day, and your kid shooting 100 that you rebounding, man, you tell me who's gonna be better. You tell me who's gonna be. They got the tools.
Yeah.
Stop telling you know, I see coaches on the side, man, you can play better. You can play harder. I just laugh. No, it ain't that no more, man. That ain't it no more. You gotta give your kids the resources they need to compete with it. We got them in here. They here. They in EC. They in Hammond. They in Gary. Man, they can't catch up with them kids that's coming in the gym working efficient and smart, and we working hard as hell. We sweating. I done went through a hole. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got a bat. Ask baseball. How many batting cages we got in Gary? It's
not
one.
that many.
It's not one batting cage.
For baseball, you literally have to go to a whole nother area. And I'm from Chicago, and I play baseball throughout the whole entire Chicago.
Yes,
but it's like, even in Chicago, you have to go to a whole nother town, Hinsdale or any other place, just to go to a batting cages. There's nowhere in the black community where you got the batting cages that you actually need.
Yeah.
It's all in a whole nother area. Mm-hmm. Same thing in football. In Chicago, there's no good field to play on or good facility to play on unless you go to UIC or you go to University of Chicago or you even go even further. That's because they are spending that money to invest in a kid that wants to play. Us, we're like, yeah, we can do the old school way. Well, now we got the Gen Z coming around. They don't do nothing old school no more. They like these equipments that's helping them and preparing them for what's going to happen even when they get to the pro league, even in college or even NFL.
Yeah.
Now we have to be like, all right, how can we help our kids today be more prepared than the other schools that's already 9 or 10 steps ahead of us? You have to. But
you got to get that equipment, man.
We have to. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people in our community is like, man, why would I spend my money on this equipment when my kid's not even up to speed? That's the one thing we got to convince. Yeah. We tell them that, but then we don't give them the blueprint on why their kid is behind. Because a lot of people now in our community is like, man, I need to see where my money's going. I'm not just going to give you this money, and if you're not showing me your plan, then I'm not giving you this money for this equipment.
Take them to one of the games and let them see how them boys are whooping our butts.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to piggyback real quick. Pastor, I better go against the grain real quick. My grandmother invested in the community.
Yeah.
I've seen what happened. I'm 52 years old. You think I really want to go back and invest in the community?
Yeah.
Or invest in where I reside? There you go. Just being honest. Because I ain't calling nobody out.
No, yeah.
Half of us grew up in the inner city, in this room, and we all live in the suburbs.
Yep.
Black power, man. I'm still.
Man,
But you know what? You know, it's a mental thing that they make you think that you have to go out there to live better.
Yeah.
You can live better right here in Chicago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a mental stage.
At one point before they started letting them go down, that community, that hospital, the biggest houses in the world. They were beautiful. You go to Glen Park, and don't even talk about Miller. You know, that's the trend now that they want all of us to move out because all white people are moving back in.
Yeah.
You look at who's in Miller right now, and look how that property value is going up just because they want to go by the border.
Hey, Coach Boyd, I got a little question for you.
Go ahead.
With you being an administrator and a coach, as far as athletics go, in this day and age, with the dwindling residents, let's just say in the city of better off having one high school, such as a Crown Point, a Michigan City, a Valparaiso, a Maryville.
Mhm.
Aside from Andrea, but benefit, good, bad, or indifferent, if we had one resource of a high school to pool the talent, if you will.
Yeah, but
So
we got one high school in Chicago. We'll have at least 30, 40, 30% of the players somewhere else. So it ain't the one school to pull from. It's how you got to keep all the kids to come to the school.
Yeah.
'Cause like I say, if during any year, you see 2 Chicago players over here, 2 Chicago players over there, and you sitting there saying, why they wait over there?
but it's not because of one high school. It's because of, like I told you, this dysfunction. And you guys can't. You don't have the resources like that they have. Like one high school. Like you guys are starting. You actually have the finances to build a conglomerate around here. But y'all have y'all can make the needle move.
I got you.
Like if you had people who said, "Hey, I want to build a state-of-the-art soccer complex or a natatorium, for swimming," and then you can do that. If you want to be a
I'm
swimmer
about to.
in your community, I talked about this. I can't go to East Chicago. Y'all missing that whole point. If you want to play high-level soccer, you don't hire the coaches. Your coach. Think about your coaches' salaries for one. Your coaches are still they're paying coaches in Munster and Crown Point like $20,000. You know what I'm saying? EC still paying. They giving you a $20,000 budget. Put 5 people on your staff. You know what I'm saying? We not understand. We protecting the history. You know what I'm saying? Like in Gary, the whole thing. When I came back from IU Bloom, I told him, I was like, "Hey man, these schools down here." I told the school board president, Dan Watch, "Hey, they literally not having more than one school. We have 5 high schools in Gary, man, when I came back. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see, but we needed to see what was happening around. Sometimes people give you a vision. Community, like you go to Texas, you go to California, they got one school, man. And it's all about that one
Yes.
school where it's one. Now you got some high level
Yes, they are.
schools, some charters, and things like that. But they make the charters different than the public school. You see what I'm saying? They just make them like I'm just gonna tell you the way we're doing. At Bowman, my vision for Bowman is like we got a whole group of kids that's gonna be on the prep line. You know what I'm saying? Like one group of kids. We still gonna have a high school group, but there's gonna be some guys that's so damn elite. Man, they not gonna be able to play schools around here. You know what I'm saying? And we can funnel them in. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
guys,
'Cause
I'm gonna go